For sure. Could it go higher than 2,000, by the way?
I think there's so much momentum that there's a slim chance that maybe it could. Yeah, because
all the action from the diamond.
Swinging a high fly ball.
This is Extreme Sports.
All right, back in action here at the Area 7 Legion. Now we can officially say championship game here between Kearney and Hastings. Johnston Imperial Homes, Trendon DeGott, the leadoff hitter here for JIH, will hit one towards the third base side. It is dropped and then thrown back over to first for the 5-3 putout. And we will be doing this literally on the fly. The lineup's coming in about 2 minutes before the game starts. So here we go. Trendon DeGott, the leadoff hitter. Brennan Chris hitting second. Not much changing in terms of how Hastings is stacking up in terms of the batting order. It is Ben Davis back on the bump here for Kearney. Again, Tyson Vronick, Marcus Metcalf with you. Welcome to Game 2, the if necessary game, as we play on here in the championship from Memorial Field. Ben Davis getting the start here for Kearney Post 52. Cooper Willis, the catcher, as the pitch there thrown in for a ball. That's ball 2. Up the middle, it is Kaler. And Will Kasich, who just got off the mound and is now over at shortstop. Reedy at the third base bag, and DeHaven at first. And now a pop-up here for Brendan Chris, and a diving grab out and left. What a catch from Turner Johnson, who is now into the ball game here for Kearney for the championship game. Banda back out at center. And it is Red Horst at right. Coming up now for Hastings JIH will be Clayton Arlt. And again, if it sounds like we're scrambling up here in the press box, it's because we are. Our lineups came in about a minute before game time, and so still getting everything put in the books here as we put this area tournament in the books. Top of the first inning, JIH and Kearney Post 52. The Braves going to be the visiting team, which will at least help out the broadcast from my perspective tremendously. Arlt hitting third, Drake fourth, Ablett hitting fifth. It'll be Hemberger sixth, Stansberry seventh, Brooksy hitting eighth, and Techmeyer is now in the lineup. He will be rounding out the 9 here for Coach Nate Story. Tragan Way, starting pitcher here for Hastings Johnston Imperial Homes, as we have a foul ball. To Hopper, first base side. That's going to be fielded by DeHaven, and Kearney is out of the inning, 1-2-3. So 1-2-3 go the Braves. We've started. It's game 2. It's the championship for the area tournament, and it's right here on Extreme Sports 2.
Taking care of your teeth and gums is important to keeping a healthy smile, and that's where we come in. Dr. Corey Baumgartner of Baumgartner Family Dentistry will provide exceptional oral care services to both children and adults. They offer routine cleanings and screenings, emergency and scheduled surgical and cosmetic procedures, and a teeth whitening program to all of their patients. Whatever your dental care needs, Baumgartner Family Dentistry is there to help. New patients are welcome. Just call 402-462-6484 or stop in and see them at 2217 West 12th Street in Hastings.
Bloom and
If you experience air conditioning problems this summer, call the experts at Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning of Hastings. Ruts is a local, family-owned business with over 45 years of experience in the HVAC industry. They service all makes and models of heating and cooling equipment for both residential and commercial customers. You can trust Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning to complete all repairs, installations, and maintenance work on time. If you're shopping for a new air conditioner or heating system, remember Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning. They have a broad range of systems to choose from. Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning. Call 402-463-4853.
All the action from the diamond.
Swinging a high fly ball.
This is Extreme Sports.
Welcome back to American Legion coverage here on Extreme Sports 2. Tyson Nevronik with you. Starting pitcher here in this if necessary game, which it is now, the championship game, Traegan Way. 8 strikeouts on the season. ERA a little inflated at 9.8. And Marcus, I haven't even got you an opportunity to bring you in the broadcast as we have been in scramble mode trying to put our books together. Biggest question I have coming in here to Game 2, the championship game, how much gas is left in the tank? I mean, this is like you're watching, and I'm gonna give you a credit on the sport. This is like you're watching a NASCAR race, and you're trying to conserve fuel, and you're at Darlington, and there's 15 laps left, and you're on fumes. How much gas can Hastings have left in the tank, and do you think they've got enough to pull off this, what would be a miraculous turn of events over the course of the last 24 hours?
I think, from my experience, if you have the will and the determination to go win a ball game, I don't care if you only have 60% in the tank or even 50% in the tank, I'll make sure you give all that 50 or 60%, whatever you have in the tank. If you want to come out here and advance your season, you're going to do as best as you can.
Traegan Way. Oh, yep. Traegan Way behind the count 2-1. Brooksy back behind the backstop here for Traegan. Let's see, it's DeGant out and right. I've got Ablett anchoring things out in center field. Our left fielder is Techmeyer. He's in the batting lineup. Let's go around the diamond. Arl short, Chris second, per usual. Here's a chopper towards Chris. His ears were burning. He'll flip it over to first base in time. That's Gus Hemberger gloving it, and that's your first out. And third baseman, just so we can complete our defensive alignment, Peyton Drake here for JIH. There's not a lot changing here, other than really kind of the pitching side of things. You got Techmeyer's in over at left, and he'll be in the batting lineup. Other than that, really no changes. And as anticipated from what we saw in the game, to put yourself in the driver's seat back on Sunday night, Ben Davis is back on the hill here for Kearney. As Way works into an 0-1 count. Again, just underway. American Legion Baseball sponsored by 5 Points Bank. Also by Mid-America Trucking and Coldy Pipe and Steel. And it's a 1-1. Here to Kaler. Now 2-1.
Starting to get the lights on. Already at a little after 6.
Mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies here today. It has helped cool things off a little bit. My initial worry was that we were going to be dealing with the high 90s and triple-digit humidities, and on that turf infield, it's steamy down there in the dugouts. So we've avoided that. Winds continue to blow out of the north at about 20 miles per hour, blowing out today. As Jimmy Langen is now back behind the mask and behind the plate. Won't need any problems here in balls and strike calls, laying in one of the more vocal umpires, whether it be high school or American Legion Baseball or even Independence League. Here's the 2-2. Line drive from Kaler, and Kearney's going to have their first base runner.
Took a wide turn around there as the ball was taking a little bit of time to get in from the outfield, and he thought about going for two, but he thought wisely. And that's going to bring up Will Caskey.
If you just joined us, Hastings with the walk-off victory in game number 1. Trendon DeGott was the hero. 2 base knocks, 2 RBIs, and he, oh, by the way, pitched a pretty darn good ball game as he went toe-to-toe with Caskey. And now Way throws a first pitch strike. Tragan gets the nod here for Nate Story and the JIH Braves, as they'll try to battle back low. Ball 1. Again, Hastings 5 points. The Chiefs also just got underway a short time ago over in Bill Woodfield in North Platte. And again, we have that scoreboard for you on the bottom left side of the screen, so you can keep up to date on how the Chiefs are doing while monitoring your JIH Braves right here on Extreme Sports 2. Caskey. We'll have a pickoff attempt first. Looks like a 2-2 ball game in the second for 5 points. Nothing here in the bottom of the first. Ball gets away from Brooks, and now a runner at second. That is Kaler. DeHaven, Reedy, Redhorst, Meyer, Johnson, and Willis. As Johnson, who was a pinch runner back in game 1, is now inserted into the lineup here for Matt Connett and Kearney Post 52. Kearney Post 52, JIH Braves, winner to the state championship, which, given the road to get here after Sunday night, didn't look promising for the Braves, but they have persevered and played their way into the opportunity. And now it's a 7-inning baseball game. You throw out all the road to get here and all the adversity and losing a 5-run lead yesterday, losing a 5-run lead late yesterday, being down to your final strike yesterday and finding a way to win, to being down to your final 4 outs today before Kearney commits the error that plates 2 Hastings base runners and then they walk it off in the 7th. All the adversity facing this JIH team, and it's a 7-inning ball game, and you're going to the state tournament. You're going to Omaha. 2 down, 1-0 count here to DeHaven. DeHaven had a couple base knocks back in game number 1. He'll load up and go for game number 2. He hits it into the netting here. Foul ball, 1-1. Runner at scoring position, that's Kaler after the single, the lone hit so far of the ball game. And more disappointing news, I was trying to get a hot dog in between games, and the line was too long, so I had to retreat back to the press box. Where's Gino? That's Gino's role. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Here's Way, and he's way inside.
Yeah, it is Gino's job. I mean, he's been there every time. We're on the top of the press box at Sandy Creek. He's always coming prepared.
Loves it. He's got combos. He's got M&Ms. He keeps us nourished for these grueling long days of baseball. We had the 3-hour, 45-minute broadcast yesterday. We will elapse that today here in a doubleheader.
First game only lasts about an hour and 30 minutes. complete 180 of yesterday.
Now a 2-2 with 2 down and a runner at second base. Way checks the runner, comes inside. That'll bring the count full here for JIH. Braves baseball brought to you by Sustainable Seed, also by Pro Team Design and by Rooter Auction and Realty. Tyson Nevronik, Marcus Metcalf, Game 2. Winner take all. Here in front of the hometown Kearney fans. Post 52, the host here of this area tournament. And a hit batter as they come inside on DeHaven, and Way is going to hit DeHaven, and that hurts. Not necessarily, obviously it hurts getting hurt, but it hurts Way because he had 2 strikes on him, and quite frankly had count advantage as DeHaven works himself into a 3-2 and then gets plunked. Now you bring up Reedy. He will play at the third base bag today. And they're giving DeHaven a little time to shake it off over there at first.
Yeah, that one hurts. When you take one right off the elbow.
Hurts Hastings, too. Now there's 2 base runners. Last night, it was not being able to get the third out. When Grand Island went on their rally, it was with 2 outs. They ended up plating 5 in that 5th inning, and then 2 more in the 6th. Here's a pop-up straight in the chute. Way calls his own number, camps out underneath it, and the side is retired. So Hastings works out of a little early trouble, and we are the same way as we started Game 1. Through 1, nothing here on the scoreboard. You are listening to Hastings Johnson Imperial Homes Braves Baseball, and it's on Extreme Sports 2.
At Rooter Auction and Realty, we are land brokers and equipment auctioneers. Our company is deeply rooted in agriculture, and we realize that farm and ranch assets are serious business. We're an integrity-based organization which has evolved into over 55 years of service to Nebraska and northern Kansas. Consult with one of our 12 agents today if it's time to sell your family's land and assets. Call us today for a no-obligation consultation at 402-463-8565 or go to rooterauction.com.
You're locked in to Extreme Sports.
Olivares now hits a line drive to deep left field. Ward is back to the wall. Granny time!
Here's Doncic wheeling inside in traffic and got it to go. Call it a foul.
The home of 24/7 Sports Talk. Nothing but pure sports action.
Back here at Memorial Field in Kearney, as it'll be Peyton Drake to get things underway here in the top half of inning number 2. Drake takes a look at a first pitch ball on the outside from Ben Davis. Davis threw an absolute gem, got to 40 pitches, and at that time with a 13-1 lead said, meh, I'm good. Comes back out, and he would fight another day, that day today, here in a winner-take-all championship game. The 1-1. Langen says no.
But you couldn't ask for anything more. Kearney, Hastings in an area championship. This next one's fouled back to the screen.
Two here to Peyton Drake. Oh, and Ablett waiting in the on-deck circle. Oh, Jimmy. Squeezing him a little here. We got 3-2. Starting to have flashbacks towards yesterday. Zone was pretty tight in that ball game. Both pitchers, both staffs had to deal with it. But it ended up turning into a pretty long evening at the ballpark. Here's the full count. And Drake fouls this one off. Good AB and way to stay alive for Peyton Drake.
That's the one thing that Hastings didn't do much of in Game 1 against Caskey. Fouled a lot of pitches off, and they're doing it right now as we get a walk here from Drake. Good AB.
Drake draws the walk. Owen Ablett now stepping up to the plate. No out, 1 on here in the top half of inning number 2. Again, Hastings now the visiting team here on the scoreboard as they switch up here for this finale of the area tournament. And a bunt down the third base line is going to go foul. An area tournament that saw Hastings grab the bye after a fantastic regular season and a top seed earned. Cruise to victory over G.I. Dinsdale in what was just a phenomenal display of Hastings baseball. And then in one inning against Kearney Post 52, everything just kind of unraveled, and they've had to fight their way back and prove that that one inning will not define this baseball team. And they've done that. This bunt might be a little bit too hard. Ablett sends it down the third base line. Nice play by Reedy to fire it over to second. Just hit it too hard, and the sacrifice unsuccessful. So Ablett's aboard now at first, and Hemberger stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, it's a little bit too hard down the line. He had it, but it's just a little, like I said, just a little bit too hard down the line.
With as good as this baseball team has been, you would have hated to see it end with the 13 runs that were scored in the first back on Sunday night, and then the 5 spot that GI hung when they come back and grabbed the lead again. You would have hated to see 2 innings unravel what has been a phenomenal season for the Johnson Imperial Homes Braves and give the kids all the credit in the world. They came out and fought in the first game today to put themselves in this if necessary game. The if necessary is necessary. And you want to just find out how wacky this area tournament has been. Did he get time? He did not. Yep. Knew that was coming. That was already well into the delivery when he tried to ask for time. Hemberger doesn't get it granted from Langen, and now it's 0-2. But talking about what is wacky as the JIH story has been. Take that times like 86 in North Platte with the Chiefs. Because not only in that bracket have you had to go to page 2, which doesn't really ever exist, or shouldn't. Shouldn't's the better word. And then you had the rain, the hail, the delayed games, the postponed games, or that were restarted, suspended, I should say. You're also putting 3 teams into the state tournament from that area field because of the hosting situation. And you're also playing, if necessary, baseball over in North Platte. Here's a quick hopper over to first base. They're going to go 1-4. That was pretty. A little 3-4-3 action. Gloved at the first base bag. Fired over to second. Right back to first. Some good defense on display here from Kearney Post 52. Bottom of inning number 2. You're listening to JIH Baseball on Extreme Sports.
At Midwest Farm Management, often the most challenging decision to our clients is what to do with a family farm. We've been helping answer this question since the 1970s. Our company is focused on working with tenants that are good stewards of the family farm while offering excellent returns to our owners. Our services include, but are not limited to, detailed financial and field reports, grain marketing, crop insurance, and finding and executing a lease agreement that best fits your farm. Give us a call today at 402-463-1110 or find us on the web at midwestfarmmanagement.com.
Ridgeline, a local accounting and financial services firm, proudly supports all area high school athletes. There is more than one path toward financial security. We take the time to know you well, to understand your financial situation, your business, your farm, and your personal goals. That's why our work with you is more about personal connections than it is about the numbers. Choosing the right path takes experience, creativity, and guidance you can trust. Come join us and enjoy the view at Ridgeline.
All the action from the diamond.
Swinging a high fly ball.
This is Extreme Sports.
Back here on the Extreme Sports Network, Tyson Vronic, Marcus Metcalf with you. As we continue to roll along here. What day is it? Tuesday? It's Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just been a long 4 days.
When you're in these area tournaments and you get locked in, hell, I don't know what day it is. Tuesday it is. Here we go. Championship Tuesday. That's right. Heading up to the plate. That'll be Red Horst. And that pitch is high and inside.
One ball, no strikes. To Red Horst. 1-0 pitch. That's going to be a line shot. That's going to be a gapper. The left center gap. Avalon is on his horse to retrieve that ball out in left center as Red Horst is going to lead off the inning with a double. Nice piece of hitting. As that brings up Peyton Meyer. Hole in the second contest for Kearney. The 1-0 offering from Way. Checks over the runners. Plunks him.
Big single for Red Horse. Now a hit by pitch. And Kearney has two base runners here in the bottom of the order. That'll bring up to the plate here for post 52, number 5, Turner Johnson. Johnson getting his first plate appearance of the day. He came in as a pinch runner back in game number 1. Bottom of the second inning, 0-0 on the scoreboard. Wow. Good thing Turner was squaring away to bunt, because if he was in his regular stance, that would have plunked him. Way's got to find some control. Brooks caught that behind the batter in Johnson. First base creeping in a little bit is Hemberger. Way looking to deliver. Bunt, single. Nope, bunt down the first base. Pitcher fired over to first base and thrown away. Another error on the bunt attempt. And that looked oddly familiar to what we saw in game 1. Just a simple give myself up, sacrifice bunt. Pitcher turns around, throws over to first, sails over the top of Hemberger, and 2 Kearney runs are going to score. And now Kearney's got a base runner standing at third as it rolled all the way out into the bullpen area. Johnson at the third base bag, and that'll bring up Willis to round out the prime 9 before the lineup flips for Kearney Post 52.
That's just
costly error.
Yep.
Costly error, and if you're Kearney, do you continue to play small ball and force Hastings to make defensive plays?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely you do. They haven't made a throw down the first yet. I would do the exact same thing.
Pitch misses, and it's a 1-1. The 2 runs that were surrendered that gave Kearney the 3-1 lead in game 1. It was a deja vu. A sacrifice bunt, an error, and 2 runs scored. Luckily, Kearney gave it right back to Hastings in game one on a passed ball. Trying to throw to the pitcher who was covering, threw it behind the pitcher, and then 2 runs came around to score. And then Hastings was able to have a little drama and have a little fun in the bottom of the 7th with a walk-off victory, although the least excited walk-off celebration I may have ever seen in my life, which almost gave me a pause to figure out if I had counted my innings right. Nobody off the bench. I imagine if we get a walk-off here in Game 2 in the winner-take-all, we'll see a little bit more celebration when this one goes final, as the winner will go to the state baseball tournament in Omaha, and also be crowned area champion. And to be honest, the way this has played out all season long, these two teams have been back and forth with each other. Kearney's won, Hastings won, Kearney won, Hastings won. Kearney flexed this area tournament, and I thought, oh boy, this might be where they're getting a little bit of separation. Well, then Hastings got right back after it here in game 1. And there's not a lot separating these two teams, but maybe at this point, what's between the ears? I think it's more mental than baseball at the moment. Willis is going to draw a walk, and here we go to the top of the order for Kearney. Runners at the corners, and nobody down here in the 2nd. Hastings, you got to shut this down right away, and indeed they are looking at possibly doing that. Bullpen stirring. All hands on deck. Here, if you are Nate Story and the Hastings Braves, trying to come back through the consolation ladder. Huskers have gotten pretty good at it over at Charles Schwab Field. We'll see if the Braves can't be a little like Big Red and do the same here at Kearney's Memorial Field.
Now Blake Bosshammer entered the game as a courtesy runner down there first.
I'm not putting him in my book anymore. They made me mad the first time. That book's pretty messy as it is. I can't read any of it. We're trying to scramble while the game was in progress, putting the book together. As a pop fly out here to right field. DeGott is there. Sacrifice fly.
Yep. Like I said, all you can do now if you're Hastings, just get outs. Any way you can.
Banda gets the sacrifice fly. Kaler coming to the plate. Led off this ball game with the first hit. Kearney with 2 hits. 3 runs on the board. Scored 2 unearned here in this inning. And Kaler lines it right back up the middle. Station to station, the Bats apparently just needed a little breather after having 30 runs scored in the last 2 games. They met a great pitching matchup with DeGott and Caskey. And now the Bats are starting to warm up here for post 52. 1 down, 2 on, 3-0 here in the 2nd, as it's been a big bottom of the 2nd here for the, I keep wanting to call them the Cats. They're not, it's not high school ball no more. Post 52.
And when you're in spring season, so used to saying, Tigers or
well, couldn't
Patriots
we just throw on a different jersey combination for post 52 so they don't look like Kearney High? So that way I don't at least for the Braves they've got the navy and red. That looks like Braves colors. I can make that mental adjustment. Kearney post 52 versus Kearney Cats. That's a little tougher when you're black and blue. 2-0. 1 down, 2 on. As this one is in danger of being a big inning. They've already put 3 on the board. They're looking for more, and Way is struggling to find the zone. Who's down there in the pen?
Stansberry.
Stansberry. Like Stansberry. Here's the pitch. Inside, hops off the plate. And all runners advance. Oops.
Another walk in this inning. That's going to bring out Coach Story. This might be it for Wayne. That is going to be it.
3 runs have scored in the inning, and now the bases are loaded, and Gavin Stansberry will come in. Tragan Way's day is done. 1 earned run, 2 unearned, and 3 hits allowed. But the control issues weren't looking like they were going to recover, and Way gets the hook, and Gavin Stansberry comes in. Pitching change here at the Yard. Take a quick break, come back with more Legion Baseball right here on the Extreme Sports Network.
Hi, this is Terry Anstein, President, 5 Points Bank of Hastings. On behalf of our shareholders, directors, and staff, I would like to thank all of our great customers for helping us become the fastest growing bank in Hastings. I would also like to invite everyone in the Hastings area to stop in and visit with one of our bankers and learn how we can be your bank for the long run. Locally owned, locally managed, 5 Points Bank, the better bank. Member FDIC.
Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab, 207 South Burlington, is the place for all your rehabilitation needs. PTSR offers a wide variety of services, including orthopedic, neurological, and sports injury rehabilitation. A certified hand specialist is available for the more delicate upper extremity injuries. Warm, aquatic therapy, and balance training is also available. PTSR has a strong industrial services division providing physical and functional capacity testing, as well as drug and alcohol screening. Please visit our website, ptsrhastings.com.
All the action from the diamond.
Swinging a high fly ball.
This is Extreme Sports.
Back here on the Extreme Sports Network, Tyson Vronick, Marcus Metcalf with you. New pitcher to tell you about, that is Gavin Stansberry coming in here for the JIH Braves. Gavs, 8 strikeouts on the season, rocking a 4.5 ERA coming into the contest. Got some Major League Baseball scores to pass along to you as the MLB is in action here on this Tuesday. Cleveland Guardians out on top of the Baltimore Orioles by the score of 2-0. The 60-win Detroit Tigers currently trail it to the Pittsburgh Pirates by the score of 3-0. The fun one tonight, though, 7:05. Royals Cubs. The Royals are sending a 45-year-old Rich Hill out on the hill. The story is so amazing. Rich Hill has almost played for about everybody in Major League Baseball. And listen, when you trot an old guy out there to the mound, and I'm in my 40s, so I can almost say that, that feels good. You win one for the old guys. Everybody going to be cheering for Rich Hill tonight. Here's a sharp ground ball to second. Chris to Arles. Tough hamburger in time. And a great double play. How about that for relief pitching? Gavin Stansberry comes in the very first pitch. It is a 4-6-3 double play, and the Braves are out of the jam. 3 runs come across to score. It is Kearney Post 52-3. Hastings nothing. It's Braves baseball on Extreme Sports 2.
Bloom into spring with Bob Sass flowers. Fresh flowers, bright colors, and new beginnings. Spring is here, and so are our freshest blooms. From tulips to hydrangeas, bring the joy of the season into your home or gift a bouquet full of sunshine. We also carry home decor, gift items like candles, chocolates, silk arrangements, popcorn, and jewelry. Shop local at Bob Sass Flowers, located at 2618 West 2nd Street in Hastings, serving Hastings since 1955.
Keep it here on Extreme Sports.
Hits it to right field. Brennan is back. He's at the wall, and we are tied.
Your all-access pass to nonstop sports talk and live play-by-play coverage.
You guys are the #1 sports station because you make the phones light up.
Back here at Kearney's Memorial Field, back underway. American Legion Baseball here tonight, brought to you in part by Landmark Implement, by PTSR, and by Southern Hills Golf Course. 3-0 your scoreline, top of the third. First pitch swinging for Gavin Stansberry, who just entered the ball game, and a nice job out there in center by Banda to track that baby down and glove it.
One pitch, one out. Great way to start for Ben Davis in the Kearney Post 52. As that will bring up Jackson Brooks.
Brooksy is just hoping that the opposing pitchers can put one across the plate. He has had his fair share of dents, being plunked quite a few times here in this area tournament, a magnet of sorts. He'd just like to swing the bat. That said, he has been one of the most consistently on base here for Hastings here in the area tournament as Davis goes back to work. Davis looking at a 1-1 count here. Hastings still looking for their first hit of the ball game, and will it be a bunt? Rolling out past the pitcher, underhanded in time. Stansberry can't sneak it past Davis. Good thought, though. I like the idea. Hastings just trying to get a base runner on. Ben Davis is looking dialed in. What's new? This baby's scheduled for 7 innings, 8 after 5. Winner to the state tournament for juniors in Papillion. Lose. Been a fun summer of baseball. 0-1. Here as we will see our next batter. That's Quinn Simmons. So Simmons has been inserted into the lineup. He takes over in right field. DeGott moves from right to left. That is the Hastings lineup changes and defensive alignment changes. Poor Jace Techmeyer. Started the game out in left. Didn't get the outing from the starter that he needed. And Simmons has come in and replaced him. Here's a fly ball from Simmons to left, and it's gloved. And it's 1-2-3. Ben Davis looking at make really easy right now for Kearney Post 52. Kearney 3, Hastings nothing. You're listening to American Legion Baseball. You're on Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
All the action from the diamond.
Swinging a high fly ball.
This is Extreme Sports.
Back with you here on the Extreme Sports Network. Tyson Abronic with you. Bottom of third we go. Kearney coming to the plate. They lead it 3-0 after pushing across 2 runs in the second. A sacrifice fly and then another error on a sacrifice bunt attempt. That was thrown into the bullpen area. I'd like to be at this ballpark and a small ball kind of specialist where you know that even if you're giving yourself up, there's like a 5% chance that you're going to end up on third on an overthrow. That would be quite a fun park to play in if you're a small ball specialist. As stepping up to the plate here for post 52, that's Mr. Reedy. He popped up straight up the chute last time. As Stansberry goes to work. And first time we've seen him throw 2 pitches. He had the 1-pitch double play ball. Remarkable efficiency out of the bullpen, and now comes in and has a quick 0-2 count here on Reedy. Throws that one outside. It's 1-2. Jim Langan, the home plate umpire, here for this 4-man crew. Been around, seen a lot of great games and a lot of great athletes across multiple sports, not just a baseball guy. Love the old trot down the basketball court during the season. Put the pinstripes on in the field. Just a fun individual to hang out with, as this is popped straight up the chute for the second straight time from Reedy. And this time Clayton Arlt calls off the rest of the defenders. And there's one down.
Also, we'll see him on Friday nights with the white hat on. You'll see him there also. Does everything.
Red Horse coming to the plate. As Stansberry goes to work and throws a first pitch strike. 3-0 bottom of 3. Kearney out on top of the JIH Braves. Meanwhile, on the senior side at Billwood Field in North Platte, the Chiefs, Marcus, you told me when the break had a lead.
2-1 lead in the 4th. As Hastings was able to force it if necessary.
Both Hastings Legion teams facing the same scenario, have to win the first game to play 2, and both picking up wins in game number 1. And again, the Hastings 5 points, a little less significant. I'm never going to downplay significance of hardware in championship games, but slightly less significant in the fact that all 3 of those teams have already qualified for the state baseball tournament. This has a little more drama attached to it. It's win and you're in. Ball low. And Red Horse draws a walk. That'll bring up Meyer to the plate. He was hit by a pitch earlier this evening. And that ended up sparking a 3-run inning for Kearney Post 52 back in the 2nd. Apparently caught him on the jersey. Meyer will be hit by the pitch for the 2nd time. The Eagle Eyes Jim Langan saw that hit a thread on the jersey that was loose off of a button. And we will reset. 1 down. And Johnson to the plate. To third, over to first. Not in time. Good job by Drake to step on the bag. Tried to fire it across the diamond. They'll be 2 down. That was going to be a tough play.
Yes. But sorry, he did the smart thing, though. Touch the lead, third base bag, get the lead run. Now you have 2 away. And you mentioned, Tyson, how significant this is. This isn't like the seniors division. The juniors only have 1 state tournament location, and this is it. So it's a big, big ball game for these 2 ball clubs.
Kearney's got 2 on and 2 out. 9-hole hitter and Willis coming up to the plate. As Gavin Stansberry, the first reliever we've seen here tonight. on what is anticipated to be any sign of danger, any sign of things going south, next man up. And that's not a mark of coach doesn't have faith in you. That's not a mark of coach doesn't believe in you. That's a mark of we absolutely cannot surrender. Walks, hits, or runs. And we're going to empty out the kitchen sink and give you everything that we've got to try to get you back to back and head to state. Gavin delivers on the 1-1. Nearly gets away from Brooks. Nice save. Really significant because that does not put two runners in scoring position. Here in a 2-1 count to Willis. And if Willis can find a way to get on, it's back to the top of the order. And we've already seen how dangerous that top of the order can be. As Stansberry looks in, gets the sign. Rocks and fires. Change up. Jumped on. Put into left field. Here comes the big turn around the third base bag. The play at the plate, not in time. Kearney scores another run, and they've got runners at the corners after the RBI single from Cooper Willis. And now the lead is extended to 4-0. Top of the order, 2 down. Hastings just can't seem to get that third out. They've given up a lot of runs and a lot of hits with 2 down here in this area tournament.
Yeah, that's their bugaboo, getting that third out, and that led to that big inning on Sunday when we were here, that 13-run first inning. Just struggled to find anything to get an out.
Clutch hitting from Kearney. Hastings, meanwhile, flashback to yesterday, Hastings could have put up 30. They had the bases loaded 4 times in the first 4 innings and could not get the clutch hit. So you see the difference. 4-0 ball game, 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors. No runs, no hits, 1 error on the Hastings side. Runners at the corners. We'll see if the wheels go on here for Coop. Band is at the plate. There's Coop. Ball skips. There will be no throw. It's defensive indifference. And now it's a 2-0 count here to Banda. Aiden Banda, as talented at the plate as he is in the field. And the speedster, a fun one to watch, patrol center field. I just wish he wasn't playing us. As that pitch on the outside for a strike. Stansberry looks to go off speed. Runners at third and second. Stansberry. Off speed, that one got away. Release point a tad early. And now it's a hitter's count. 4-0. Kearney with the advantage here in the bottom of the third inning.
And now it's a 4-1 lead for Hastings. 5 points bank on the senior side. They tacked on another run.
Chiefs looking to do it the hard way. Here's a pitch that is going to hit Banda. Third hit batter of the ball game. That'll bring up Kohler. He's already singled here in this contest. And bases are loaded as the Kearney bats are flexing again. Inside corner, strike called. Lang's going to make you swing the bat. He's not going to let you stand up there and just get this baby into a walk-a-thon. If one gets close, he's going to make you swing.
Yep.
And now, a quick little visit. I think Story saw something in that last at-bat and wants to have Brooks go and make sure he sees it too. So Brooks heads out, talks with Gavin for a few words of encouragement. Which for me was always don't think, just throw. It worked a lot better that way.
Yes.
Oh, mercy sakes. Back-to-back hit batters. That'll score a run. And action stirring in the Hastings bullpen with Kasich coming to the plate. Kasky, excuse me. Did not complete the last two letters of his name. 2 down, bases juiced. Starting pitcher in game 1 now at the plate. He's over at shortstop here in this one. And this one is starting to have some bad flashbacks, Marcus.
Yeah, only a couple days ago. That's
5 runs, 4 hits, 1 Hastings error. Bases loaded. They need a big pitch here from Gavin Stansberry. Strikeout, ground ball, fly out, just an out. Got to get out of this jam. If Kearney breaks it open here, how many more times can you ask your team to come through? Brendan Chris on the run, makes the play. There we go. Thank you. First base umpire giving the signal. 4-3 put out. They were halfway in the dugout before he's like, yep, that was an out. 5-0 your score. We're through 3, heading to the top half of the 4th. Hastings trailing. Kearney Post 52. Gonna have to get the bats going here, gang. We got more Legion baseball right after this.
Have you checked the time lately? Good chance a Miletta Vista Winery is open. Hey, this is Mick with an update on our new hours. Tuesday through Sunday, we're open 11:30 to 3, and Fridays and Saturdays 11:30 till 9. Not sure what you want to enjoy when you get here? Well, Miletta Vista features award-winning wine, select beers, spirits, world-class foods, breathtaking views, and live entertainment. Visit MilettaVistaWinery.com. Check out our events page for music schedules and more. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Make your reservations now at Miletta Vista Winery, located on Highway 281, just north of St. Paul.
Keep it here on Extreme Sports.
Hits it to right field. Brennan is back. He's at the wall, and we are tied.
Your all-access pass to nonstop sports talk and live play-by-play coverage.
You guys are the #1 sports station because you make the phones light up.
Top of the 4th here in this 7-inning contest. Hastings. Johnson Imperial Homes trailing Kearney Post 52, 5-0. 3 in the second, 2 in the third for Kearney Post 52, but a good job by Brennan Chris as Trenton DeGott first pitch swings. Flies out to left, but the center fielder, Banda, calling off Johnson, making the out. And it's 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top half of the first. That'll bring up Brennan Chris. On Brennan Chris's note, that was an incredible stretch just to get to that ball and then to be able to make that throw coming across his body well in time. Apologize for not the most crispest of calls. Was waiting for the final indication from the first base umpire. A very delayed call over there at first base. By the way, he just said that Heatchuk swung, but Langan called it a ball. So 1-1.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to make the call down there at first base. I think he heard you. I didn't want to make sure you didn't get the great call out of it.
It was an immaculate setup.
It was.
But you got to wait for the official confirmation.
Yep.
And I didn't get it. So it just kind of hung there in great calls of the universe. It was a great defensive play nonetheless from Brennan Chris. He's got a 2-1 here with 1 down. Chopper third base side is going to go foul. Diving play over there at the third base bag. That was impressive enough from Reedy. But it goes foul first. Still gets some light applause here from those in attendance. And as this baby has gone into the quote-unquote if necessary game, seeing some more numbers out here at Memorial Field as steady crowd continues to trickle in. Here in the 2-2 Area 7 Juniors Tournament here on the Extreme Sports Network. Hastings Johnson Imperial Homes trailing by 5. Hastings 5 points at last checked, up by 3. Brennan Chris straight up into the bright sun. Third baseman calls it. Reedy camps out underneath it, and there's 2 down.
It's really cooled off.
You just got the biggest eye roll from me. The greatest eye roll of all eye rolls. Here comes Clayton Arlt to the plate. Says the man who was bundled up like Ralphie for a fall football game. You get cold too easy. That's the problem. Here's a fly ball out to left. And it's an F7. 3 straight fly balls, 3 straight outs for Hastings Johnson Imperial Homes. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th, shall we? 5-0. JIH needing to hold Kearney here. You're listening to American Legion Baseball on the Extreme Sports Network.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Keep it here on Extreme Sports.
Hits it to right field. Brennan is back. He's at the wall, and we are tied.
Your all-access pass to nonstop sports talk and live play-by-play coverage.
You guys are the #1 sports station because you make the phones light up.
Back here on Extreme Sports 2, Tyson Ronick, Marcus Metcalf with you. I knew we brought you into the press box here for a reason. We have a plethora of defensive changes. What have you been able to find out so far?
Well, Gus Hemberger now be on the mound for JIH. Quinn Simmons moved from right field to play first base for Gus, and then Stansberry is now out in right.
That's your standard defensive substitutions there. Gus Hemberger, the first baseman for JIH, he's going to head to the hill and try to quiet down these Kearney bats. They have struck for 5 here in the ball game. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. And for Kearney, it was 5 runs. 3 of them have been earned, 2 unearned. On an errant throw, on a sacrifice bunt attempt. DeHaven will step up to the plate. Reedy in the on-deck circle. Hastings has, on the flip side, had no answer in the batter's box as Ben Davis has pitched yet another gem here tonight. No runs, no hits. Did you hear that? Baseball jinxing people. No runs, no hits. I'll say it louder for the kids in the back next time we come up to the plate. Ben Davis has a no-hitter going. There, I think I jinxed him enough. Here's DeHaven. Chopped foul.
I think that one got Brooks pretty good.
Brooks immediately going down onto one knee. And we're going to have a moment here where Nate Story comes out and checks on Brooksy.
While we have a minute, I'll give you an update here on the senior side. 4-3 now. Hastings 5 Points Bank with the lead over Grand Island Home Federal. And on the Major League side, as we have a minute, Pirates lead the Tigers 5-0. Guardians a 2-1 lead over the Orioles. Marlins 2-1 lead over the Padres. Phillies 4-1 over the Red Sox. Nationals lead 3-1 over the Reds. And getting ready to start first pitch here is the Royals and the Cubs here in about 5 minutes or so.
Let's go, Rich Hill.
Wouldn't that be something?
I am so excited for that story. 45-year-old Rich Hill getting the call-up from Omaha to get essentially a spot start. The Royals pitching staff is shaky at best, and there's a lot of injuries, and they haven't really gotten results or innings out of anybody. And so who to turn to but 45-year-old Rich Hill, as DeHaven pops this one high into the atmosphere, out into left field, and he lost it in the sun, and I did too. No harm there for Trendon DeGott. I had no idea where that ball went off the bat. That looked like it was curtailing foul, and it just kind of hung around there. But it went straight up into the sun. And DeGott just lost it, ended up falling behind him. And Ethan DeHaven is, I probably give that a hit, don't you?
That's a triple, easy. That's easily a triple because he didn't even put a glove on it. That ball just kept carrying and carrying and carrying and carrying. And also, I think at the same time, DeGott thought he lost that ball in the sun. So I'm ruling that a hit, and that's what the official score is. They're going to give him a hit. Oh, but that Rich Hill story, let's go to that back to that for one more second.
Absolutely.
Do you know what that kind of reminds me of because of his age?
Who?
Jim Morris. That's going to be a base hit up the middle. That's going to drive home a run.
Back up the middle for Reedy. RBI base knock. Back-to-back hits.
The rookie. You ever seen The Rookie with Dennis Quaid?
Man, me in movies.
Jim Morris, man, that's a great story. He's about the same age. His science teacher from Texas. He had a chance to pitch in the major leagues, and he's in his 40s, and he's throwing 97 miles an hour.
That's up there.
Yes.
Red Horse coming to the plate, runner at first. I don't know where people find time to watch movies. What is this thing called time? This is fictitious at best.
When I have my free time at nights, I like to watch movies.
I don't have free time. That doesn't exist. Let's get back to Red Horse, shall we? Red Horse at the plate, runner at first. The pitch outside, throw down. It's going to be wide, and an extra base here for Kearney. As the errant throw from Brooks. And unfortunately, gang, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. It looks like the gas tank is sputtering right now for Hastings Braves. A gargantuan effort just to put themselves in the if necessary game, but back here in game two after a very short hiatus, a little quick break, and I think the gas is starting to run out. High fly ball past the center fielder, and that'll be a base hit. Kearney has 6, make that 7 on the board.
Two doubles for Red Horse in this ball game.
I'll bring up Meyer. Meyer with some extra armor there on the left arm. He has been plunked twice. Boy, they're hitting that ball hard. Every single shot for Kearney, Marcus, it looks like it's found a barrel.
Yeah, it's almost like batting practice.
Luckily, that was right at Ablett. Ablett didn't have to move. A fly out to center is the first out here of the fourth. That'll bring up Johnson.
Got some equipment.
Turner Johnson. Now a little conversation here between Peyton Drake and Gus Hemberger happening at the third base bag. Long conversation and...
Okay, communication device.
Oh, there you go. Pitch comms. They'll get her all fixed up. And we'll have a slight delay. Again, Major League Baseball action tonight. The big story, 45-year-old Rich Hill, pitching for the Kansas City Royals. And I say big story because, quite frankly, we're cheering for the Cardinals and whoever's playing the Cubs as Kansas City and the Royals get underway. Meanwhile, St. Louis, well, they've got a date with the worst team in baseball, historically miserable season in Colorado, 24-76 on the year. They have lost 76 games. It's a lot. Eric Fetty's on the bump, though, so Colorado at home. You saying there's a chance. 7-0 ball game here. 4th inning. Hastings has to stop the bleeding. Otherwise, they could be looking at being down to their last 3 outs in rather unceremonious fashion. The bats woke up again for Kearney, just as they did on Sunday. Knew this was going to be a tough task. I got nothing bad to say about them. I mean, given the scenarios they were in, and I said yesterday, you ask any team, pull 100 teams out of a hat, 99 of them would have folded given the events that transpired in the late goings last night after surrendering the 5-run lead, then giving up the 2 to fall behind by 2. 99 out of 100 teams might have said, you know what, good year, but not this Braves team. And that's the heart they put on display all season long. And just straight out of gas here in the 4th. That being said, it's baseball. Yep. And baseball can change if the wind blows. So here 3-2. Hemberger deals. Second base side. Chris is there. Chris sails it. Routine play from second to first. Error is going to bring in another run. Red Horst comes around from second to score. The E4. And that's 8 for Kearney.
The only thing you can really do is just give credit to this team for making it to this point, for what they battled through.
Well, I'm not into putting silver linings on things just yet. Let's start throwing some strikes and see if we can't chip away.
Yeah.
2-0 count. Here to Cooper Willis. Willis singled. Here's a pickoff attempt from Hemberger and a safe call. Apparently diving underneath the tag was Johnson. Couldn't get the call. Par for the course here in game number 2 of this championship series. Off on the pitch. Throw down. And Johnson's going to be safe. Staying aggressive with the 8-0 lead.
I would.
You saw what Hastings did to Grand Island. 3-3-2. Next thing you know, they had 7 runs on the board. As chaotic as this A7 has been, there is no lead that is safe until the game is over. Hastings needs to find some offense, though. First, they need to get Kearney off the field. This one's going towards the bullpen. I think that was Delory out there at the in the bullpen. He didn't even flinch. That was coming right at him. He just kind of stood there and kept taking warm-up pitches. Read that well off the bat. Pitch outside, and it's going to be a walk. That'll bring up Banda to the plate. Hastings needs a ground ball in the worst of ways. Another courtesy runner coming in.
Bosshammer.
Fine, we'll put him in our book now. This is already a disaster. And it's only going to be worse as this substitutions go on and pitching changes happen. Hamburger delivers and throws a strike.
Whoops. Ball get away from the bullpen.
Eight runs, 7 hits, no errors for Kearney. No runs, no hits, 2 errors for Hastings. Bunt. Small ball from Banda. Bunt single. Kearney can do anything they want right now.
Yep.
They're having fun. Lays down the bunt. Bases are loaded. Kaler coming to the plate.
Baseball's fun. We're on one side, and baseball is not so fun. And baseball is fun for the team wearing the black tops and the gray pants.
1-0 delivery. Coming up tomorrow on Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, we'll have a special for you. A special presentation with Tim Stroman coming into the studios, where we'll be talking about something that he had been working on, the Adams Central baseball coach, over the summer during some classes, a thesis on some of the issues related to youth sports. Not saying it's all going to be negative, but there are certainly some thought-provoking topics that will be brought up. From burnout to summer ball to teams having to fold because they don't have enough players, because they're out for other sports, sports specialization. All those topics and more come your way tomorrow on Huddle Up at 7 a.m. We'll have that for you exclusively on Extreme Sports. 4 straight balls. It is a walk and another run scored. It is now 9-0. We've still got 7 on the scoreboard. My bad. Know your role, Avronic. Bases loaded. 1 down. Pitching change here at the ballpark. Let's take a break. Come back with more Braves baseball right after this.
If you are looking for screen printing or embroidery work, turn to the experts at Protein Design of Grand Island. They have over 19 years of experience and are locally owned. The staff at Protein Design can create that shirt for your special event with custom screen printing services. Or get some custom embroidery on your clothing, hats, bags, or other accessories. At Protein Design of Grand Island, you can get the uniforms for your high school or college sports teams too. Get a quote by simply going to the website at proteindesign.com or by calling 308-203-4044. There's in-store pickup and delivery available. Protein Design, 2716 Old Fair Road in Grand Island.
Did you know that one of the most important financial protections that you can provide for your family is to have a will? Stellick Law Firm in Grand Island can help you provide and make your last wishes known when your family is at its most vulnerable time. Call Stellick Law Firm today to get your estate plan completed. Stellick Law Firm is located in Grand Island, and you may call us at 308-675-4035 to get your estate plan started today. Stellick Law Firm. Let us be your voice.
You are listening to Legion Baseball on Extreme Sports.
New pitcher into the ball game here for the Johnson Imperial Homes Braves. Everardo Deloria coming in. Kearney leading it by the score of 9-0 here in the 4th. Hastings is going to be, when they can get out of the jam, down to their last 3 outs. They will have to score at least 2 runs to stay alive, and that is providing we can get 2 quick outs here and get back to the bat rack. Just one down and the bases are loaded, and it has not been pretty. Some walks, some untimely errors. That 0 in the hit column, still very concerning. And this is one of those games. One of those games where it just seems like everything you're throwing out there isn't sticking at the wall. Nothing is sticking at the wall. Hastings is now on their 4th pitcher. The bats have been there, sure. 8 hits, 5 runs. But to me, Marcus, it's the walks and errors. It's the walks and errors that have absolutely been the killer here for the Braves in these 2 rough ones against Kearney. We saw what can happen when we play good baseball, when we play Braves baseball, when we play the brand that everybody talks about this team has the potential to do. And we saw it. We go toe-to-toe. We walk it off against Kearney. That was a fun baseball game. And you turn around 20 minutes later and just can't find the zone. And it's tough. It's tough on everybody. It's tough to watch right now. 10 runs have scored. 4 straight walks, or 4 straight balls, excuse me. Feels like 4 straight walks.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen what the potential of this team is. I mean,
We've seen
it. We saw it last game. And it's just, it's baseball. One game you could put up 20 runs, and then the next day, or next game even, if it's a doubleheader, get shut out. That's baseball. That's the worst part about baseball. And we both play the game. We've both been on the same side of what JH is feeling right now. It's just...
You don't want to feel it twice in the same tournament, though.
No, you don't.
It's a really, really tough way here right now for JIH. Ground ball, second base side. Chris makes the play. 4th put out. Run comes across to score. Now 11-0 for the Kearney Post 52. So that'll bring up Reedy to the plate. Runners at 2nd and 3rd with 2 down. This season was just so good.
Yeah.
To kind of burn out like this in the area tournament to the same team. Here's the deal. Give Kearney full credit. I think Kearney could make a run in this thing in the juniors tournament, and there's no doubt in my mind. I put eyeballs on them. I see what they can do. I know the potential they have. They can hit the heck out of the baseball like we saw right here. Reedy, nice diving stop from Clayton Arl, though, in time. 6-3 put out and a beautiful defensive play. In an otherwise frustrating day of baseball, the middle infield showing up and shining a spotlight on H-Town. 11-0, Hastings down to their last 3 outs. Put those rally caps on, babies. We're going to the 5th.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
You're locked in to Extreme Sports.
Olivares now hits a line drive to deep left field. Ward is back to the wall. Granny time!
Here's Doncic wheeling inside in traffic and got it to go. Got it, the foul.
The home of 24/7 Sports Talk. Nothing but pure sports action.
Gut check time. Time to dig deep. Peyton Drake, number 17, coming up to the plate here for Johnson Imperial Homes. It'll be Drake, Ablett, and Hemberger if the lineup stays on course. Ben Davis as Delta Gem. Don't even look at the scoreline, 11-0. You wouldn't need to know that Kearney is in a pretty good spot when they have a guy that has allowed no hits here in this ball game.
Only one walk.
I was just going to ask.
One walk, and that was in the second.
Brutal.
He is gone 1, 2, 3.
They ended up getting a double play, too, in the second, right?
Yep.
So he still faced the minimum.
Yep.
It won't be perfecto, but one walk tarnishes what would have been a perfect 5 innings. Well, perfect 4 innings at least, and we'll see what this inning brings. But Davis has been phenomenal. There's no hits.
Yep. His only walk was on a 3-2 count.
Brutal. 1-2 delivery here. We saw how special he was in just 40 pitches. That's all he needed before he was prematurely pulled in that semifinal matchup. And he's got 50 now. And there's no doubt this is Davis's game till the end, until he gets to 105 or this game's over, whatever comes first. Drake down on strikes, hustles towards first base bag. Catcher's going to throw it down in time, and that's another strikeout for Ben Davis. Owen Ablett coming to the plate. Gave us some good memories, man. This team gave us some fun games to do during this Area 7 tournament, a wacky tournament. I thought the best-looking baseball that I have seen from a juniors team in a long time came against that win against Dinsdale. Executing defensively, pitching was perfect from Simmons. And here is a shot down the line from Owen Ablett. Cut off by the right fielder. Ablett's going to have a stand-up double, and it's the first extra base hit here of the ball game, the first hit of the game for Hastings. Owen Ablett standing aboard at second as Deloria will now step up to the plate. But that, to me, was when this team was as polished as I've ever seen it, maybe perhaps in the last 20 years. That was a dominating win for this Braves baseball team. And it just looked dang clean. And I said, man, that's Braves baseball. And if we can do that day in and day out, there's no telling. The sky's the limit. Not only now, but into the future. Well, then you had that first inning against Kearney, and the rest, as they say, is rock and roll history. Kearney hangs a 13 spot up on him in the first, and they were able to recover last night. Resiliency shown on display. Just to play their way into this field. And then you're facing that Kearney team, and you take the fight right to them. You win in walk-off fashion. Deloria gets a hold of this one, sends it towards the gap. This is going to be extra bases. Ablett's going to be wheeling around third. And Hastings has their first run of the game. Deloria, who has come in to pitch and now has been inserted into the lineup, sends an absolute rocket into the left center gap, and it's a RBI double for Deloria. 11-1. A 10-run game as number 10 steps up to the plate here for JIH. That's Ian Cass. Cass, first pitch swinging, deposits it out into left field. Now the ball's misplayed out here in left, and Deloria is going to get the signal to head home, and now it is 11-2. It is now a 9-run game. One out. And Ian Cass, he's hit the ball pretty dang well in this postseason tournament. And hits a gapper out to left center. Time was called.
Quick update.
Sure.
North Platte going to the 7th. Hastings with a 5-3 lead. Going to the top of the 7th.
Drama in the 7th over at Billwood Field. That game airing on Extreme Sports 1. Here, Hastings just trying to prolong their season. They're behind in the ball game 11-2. Kearney striking for 3 in the second, 2 in the third, and 6 in the fourth. Runner off on the pitch, throw down. Cass is going to slide in there safely, stays on the bag, and now it's a runner in scoring position. Kearney is 2 outs away from winning this ball game prematurely here in the 5th. Hastings has put together back-to-back extra base hits and then an RBI single from Cass. And now Davis looking to get back into form. Swung on and missed. 2 down. Hastings is down to their last out of the season. Coming up to the plate, Quinn Simmons.
That was only his second strikeout.
It feels like a lot more. Yeah. It just does, just the way he was pounding the zone. I'm not saying that because of the offensive numbers. You got to throw no hits into the 4th inning. Or coming into the 5th inning. And you telling me now that that was just his second strikeout as Simmons flies out here to center, and that's going to be the ball game. 11-2 your final score. Kearney is the area champions. Kearney is heading to the state baseball tournament, and the season has come to a close for the Braves. JIH giving Kearney everything in the kitchen sink to take it to the if necessary game. And unfortunately, crew, we just ran out of gas. A hell of a run from a hell of a baseball team. Johnson Imperial Homes. Season has come to a close. Final score, 11-2. As Kearney has knocked off Hastings. We'll take one quick break, come back, wrap things all up, get some final thoughts, and send you on over to Extreme Sports 1 to catch the conclusion of the Chiefs game. Kearney 11, Hastings 2, A7 champions. Kearney post 52. Congratulations to Coach Connett and the rest of the Kearney baseball team. We'll be back with the post-game show right after this.
Johnson Imperial Homes is a fifth-generation builder, building with quality in Central Nebraska since 1918. They offer a diverse background of contracting services, residential and commercial land development, residential and commercial construction, as well as commercial office and retail space solutions. Using their design, build, and customer-first approach, let them guide you through your next project from start to finish using quality materials, sound construction techniques, and unmatched client service. Johnson Imperial Homes, working for you yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
All the action from the diamond.
Swinging a high fly ball.
This is Extreme Sports.
Tyson Nevronic, Marcus Metcalf back with you here from Kearney's Memorial Field. Always the toughest speech to give at the end of the season, and I know exactly what Nate Story is going through. No ways to make that any easier or any less hurtful on the kids. Season coming to a close, whether it was 11-10 or whether it was 11-2, it sucks. Nothing fun about it. But Hastings coming up on the short end of the stick today. Kearney just a fine-tuned watch, a well-oiled machine, and we saw it. Ben Davis was phenomenal in the first 4 innings. Absolutely untouchable. In fact, just one walk. He was through and perfect through 4. It faced the minimum because of a double play that the defense had turned. The defense was fantastic. And then the bats, which had seemed like they had gone dormant in Game 1, and we were excited heading into the Game 2. Opportunity to go to state. We've got Kearney right where we want them. Bats woke back up, and woke back up in a big way. 3 runs, 2, then a 6th spot, and Hastings unable to come back here at Memorial Field. Heck of an effort. They forced the if necessary game. Kearney is heading to the state tournament in Papillion. Hastings' season comes to a close. My broadcast partner, Marcus Metcalf, final thoughts on what we saw here throughout the course of this A7 tournament.
fun tournament. Lots of ups, lots of downs. And like we said it before, it's baseball. Like I said, you can put up 12 runs one day, and then the next day you get shut out. Or maybe score a run or two. It's just baseball, man, and that's what makes it so great. And the worst part about baseball is you can have these great times and bad times, but it's a great game, and I love this game. And Johnson Imperial Homes, they were the 1 seed going into this, and they played their guts out. I think they played their guts out. All the games they played in the last 4 days, they really played well, and they made Hastings proud. And Coach Story does a great job every year with every group that he gets year in and year out. And this JIH team, don't hang their hats low. You're a dang good ball club, and you just ran into a buzzsaw with Kearney this weekend. And being on their home turf, I think that might have given them a little bit of ammunition, but you hung in there. You made it to the final game in this tournament, and the city of Hastings and us here at Extreme couldn't be more proud of you guys. And congratulations on a tremendous season.
Your champs of the A7 tournament, once again, Kearney Post 52 here at Memorial Field. An adventurous weekend. Some things that we've never seen on the baseball field, some things we'll never see again. But the reason that we keep coming back year after year after year, for love of the game. Kearney Post 52, congratulations, A7 champions, as that'll wrap up our coverage on the junior side of things. But guess what? Still exciting things going on over on the senior side. Extreme Sports 1, they are in a drama action affair over in the 7th inning. Catch Mike Will for the conclusion of that game as we bid our adieus here. For my broadcast partner, Marcus Metcalf, our IT man, Shane Will, our sports director, Mike Will, who has a little bit longer road trip than I do. For all of us listening at home, for all those that make grocery runs for your sports announcers when they're busy here at the ballpark, we thank you, and we cannot wait to see you again this fall. I'm Tyson Nevronic from Memorial Field. Have a great night, everyone.
You have been listening